Hi everyone, this is Faisal Nadeem from Knowledge Topper and welcome to today's lecture on third-party risk management. This is our third part in which we will cover third-party risk management process with the help of a practical example, okay? In our first part, we have already covered the definition, scope, importance and types of third-party risk management with the help of a practical example. And in second part, we have already covered third-party risk management framework. So if you haven't watched those videos, I suggest you to please watch those videos first in order to have more clarity in understanding the process of third-party risk management, okay? So as I discussed with you guys the definition of third-party risk management in first lecture, if we recall it again, third-party risk management refers to the process of identifying, assessing, and mitigating risk associated with the engagement of external parties like third parties that provide products, services, or perform critical functions on behalf of an organization, okay? So we have discussed that third-party risk management, it is a continuous ongoing process to identify, assess, and, mitigate risk associated with third parties. Now, in order to manage third-party risk, we have to understand the process, okay? Let's understand the third-party risk management process with the help of an example first. Suppose there is a corporation named as ABC Corporation and they have contracted with the third-party call center service provider, okay? Basically, ABC Corporation, in order to manage its third-party related risk, they have to follow, this process. So this is the whole process, okay? I will explain you each step followed by the example, okay? So at number one, we have identification and categorization of third parties. In this step, corporations, need to identify all third parties with whom they have a business relationship. They have to categorize all the risk based on their level of risk and criticality. Like if we talk about, our example, in this step, ABC Corporation identifies its call center provider as a critical third-party risk who is responsible for, customer support operations. And the call center provider is, categorized as a high-risk third party. Like basically due to the potential impact on, ABC Corporation's customer experience and, its brand reputation as well, okay? The second step is assessing and prioritizing risk, okay? Actually, in this step, companies conduct a risk assessment to identify potential risk associated with, each third party, okay? They have to evaluate the potential impact and the likelihood of these risks. And, they have to prioritize the risk based on their severity and, the level of potential impact as well, okay? If we talk about our example, in this step, ABC Corporation, conducts a risk assessment and identifies potential risk associated, with the call center provider, okay? Like such as, data breaches, service disruptions, and the poor quality of customer interactions. They, assess the impact and likelihood of each risk. And, they also have to prioritize them based on their severity as well, okay? Then the third step is perform due diligence. In this step, companies, needs to gather relevant information about the third party, such as financial stability, reputation, and, compliance history. They also, need to evaluate the third party's capabilities, resources, and the security measures as well. They also, assess their compliance with legal, regulatory, and, industry standards as well, okay? Like if we talk about our example of ABC Corporation, they basically, performs due diligence on the call center provider, okay? They also review their financial stability, their industry reputation, and, track record of customer service excellence as well. They also assess their compliance with data protection regulations and industry standards for call center operations as well, okay? The fourth step is contractual and compliance measures, okay? In this step, companies develop well-defined contracts or, agreements that outlines the responsibilities, expectations, and obligations of both parties, okay? This step, also includes clauses related to risk mitigation, confidentiality, data protection, and compliance with laws and regulations. Companies, also need to define performance metrics and service level agreements to ensure, adherence to quality standards as well, okay? Like basically in this step, ABC Corporation, develops a comprehensive contract with the call center provider, okay? The contract, basically includes clauses related to data privacy, confidentiality, security controls, and compliance with basically, applicable laws and regulations, okay? And, they also establish service level agreements for response time and, for call quality and for customer satisfaction as well, okay? The fifth step is ongoing monitoring and reviews. In this step, companies, establish mechanism for ongoing monitoring of third-party performance and for risk exposure, okay? They regularly review their compliance with contractual terms and regulatory requirements. They also conduct periodic assessment, audits, or site visits to verify their adherence to different policies and standards as well. Okay, so basically in this step, ABC Corporation implements a monitoring program to oversee the call center providers' performance. Okay, they regularly review call recordings, customer feedback, and also key performance metrics as well. They also conduct periodic audits to assess compliance with different contractual obligations and regulatory requirements as well. Okay, the sixth step is incident response and remediation. In this step, companies develop an incident response plan to address any disruptions, breaches, or any incidents involving the third party. Okay, they establish clear communication channels and escalation procedures to promptly address issues. Okay, they also implement remediations measures and collaborate with the third party to resolve any identified shortcomings as well. Okay, like for example, if there is a data breach or service disruption, okay, ABC Corporation needs to have an incident response plan in place. They also collaborate with the call center provider to investigate the incident and also take necessary remedial actions and communicate with affected customers as well. And they also need to learn lessons from incidents and try to improve security measures in order to mitigate future risk as well. The next step is continuous improvement and reporting. In all previous lectures, I highlight this important step and told you multiple times that third party risk management is an ongoing continuous process. Okay, and basically companies have to continuously assess and enhance the third party risk management process based on lessons learned from past and from emerging risk as well. Okay, they need to seek feedback from stakeholders and incorporate industry best practices as well. They also need to provide regular reporting to senior management and relevant stakeholders on the effectiveness of risk mitigation efforts. Okay, so in this step, ABC Corporation continually needs to improve its third party risk management process by incorporating feedback from customers and from internal stakeholders as well. They need to stay updated on emerging risk in the call center industry and also try to adopt best practices accordingly. They also need to ensure that regular reports are provided to senior management, and they also need to highlight the effectiveness of risk mitigation efforts and the performance of the call center provider as well. Okay, so that is all about third party risk management process. By following this structured third party risk management process, you can identify and manage all your organization's risk associated with your third party relationships more effectively. And this process not only enables your organization to protect its operation, its data and reputation, but it also ensures in maintaining compliance with applicable regulations and industry standards as well. I have tried my level best to explain you each step with clarity and by including examples. So I hope you like this video and it's useful for you. Please let me know in the comment section if you like it. I have already uploaded a lot of videos on different risk management topics. All the links are in the description of this video. So if you like this video, thumbs up. Do appreciate our hard work in creating this particular video for you by subscribing our channel Knowledge Topper, as well as like our Facebook page, and do join our Facebook group as well, where you will find a lot of good material not just related to these topics but for many other different topics as well. Okay, so that is it for this video. Thank you so much everyone. It's time to say bye bye.